So, in today's video I want to talk about the person that hasn't really done well by me and my friends in the past, but I thought, why bring him up when I can instead highlight someone or some who has done good? Very often than not, when we cry, whine, complain, or whatever you want to call it, we only see things through the small and tiny mirrored in spyglass, and we don't really see the wider picture. The fact that we're even able to complain in the first place with such ease is probably because someone is making you stronger or feel better or whatever. So today I wanted to make this storytelling about two people whom I played with on TrueWoW and who probably made me play even for as long as I did. To keep in mind, there's a lot of people on TrueWoW that I had the pleasure to meet that are worth mentioning. However, these two were standing out and were kind of special to me. Dan and Anna. Funnily enough, Dan's name isn't really Dan, but everyone calls him that because of his druid's name Danuvius. Also, I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing that druid's name correctly, but there's also that reason why we simply call him Dan. I had the pleasure to meet Dan even long before I even knew it apparently, which he actually told me a few weeks ago. Funny enough, I don't even remember when I met Anna and Dan for the first time. It just felt like we started talking and boom, 1 year later we were like best friends. But please don't sue me because I have a very bad memory and I think everyone who's around me knows it because I keep forgetting their names in WoW. So, who is Dan and who is Anna? They were top raiders of the guild I have mentioned previously, Divinity, and they were freaking good. They could do all roles without any flaw, except for that one time when Dan decided to jump off the platform while tanking Lich King. That was not good, Dan. That was not good. Dan was one of the main tanks on Whole Alliance, and I say Whole Alliance because I mean we were like 400 people in total on the whole server. It was pretty much destined that per faction there would be a set of people who knew how to tank properly and their names would echo through Northrend or, well, Daloran stairs. Anna was an incredible range DPSer and healer and was like the person you would always rely on to do that one extra job in the raid that no one would actually do. With that being said, both of them could play any role in any class at any time really. They weren't just good at one thing, they were really good at everything more or less. And from them I kind of saw this mindset that you have to kind of be able to do stuff from different perspectives, so I guess they taught me that indirectly. But with that being said, I don't really remember them for good raiders, and I say like remember like they're dead or so. They're not dead, they're very much alive. But I remember them for how good friends they were with me. They were always cheering me up, whether they did it intentionally or not. We were always gossiping in our little private fluffy beer channel, and generally had that extra social fun that the game kind of forced you to have back then. Because again, as I said before, I wouldn't have been able to play one and the same expansion for so long if it wasn't for these two awesome people. So last but not least, I want to thank you, Anna, and you, Dan, personally, for making my time there fun, or more fun than it would have been at least. So thank you very much. Well, that was my 2 pennies this Friday. I know it must have been very dull not hearing any drama or whatever, but next week is the final week of these series because I know that there's not a lot of people liking them, given the amount of likes these videos have in comparison to the leveling series, for instance. But next week I'll promise I'll wrap everything up and tell you all the top story of TrueWoW, so to speak, which I think most of my friends already know what it's going to be about. But until next time, cheers and have a nice one.